So producer Jim Ginsberg sent me a copy of the score Liquid Melancholy ahead of time, plus some YouTube links of John Ye performing it with a couple different orchestras in the area so I could get familiar with the piece. And besides the clarinet solo, a couple things I noticed about the score was the intricate percussion parts and some really pretty harp melodic lines, and I wanted to bring those out in the recording. So this means placing microphones close to those instruments, close enough to get presence, but not so close that we don't get the complete sound of the instrument, and we also want them to balance with the rest of the orchestra. Interestingly enough, I wasn't even supposed to work on this album, except that Bill Malone had a scheduling conflict, so I was called in and happy to say yes because I had a relationship with the Lake Forest Symphony. I produced a radio documentary for them called The Search when they were looking for their now music director. So one afternoon, Bill Malone and I met at the James Lumbar Center, the location of the recording, and we walked around the venue and took some notes, and we discussed mic choice and placement, and we went from there. So one of the challenges was at this particular recording is that the Lake Forest Symphony performs under an acoustic shell, which helps them sonically but doesn't allow for microphones to be hung from the ceiling. So every microphone had to be placed on a stand and then struck every night after every rehearsal and every performance and put back exactly the same way. This is where my assistant Marshall Toski came in very handy. He was very, very good about documenting and measuring all the placements and then putting everything back the way it was. Another challenge is there was no isolation for the production team. So we were basically on stage behind the acoustic shell, listening on headphones, and headphones aren't entirely isolating, so we were hearing both the headphones and the sound of the orchestra on stage, so you have to be used to working under those conditions. I've been to the Grammys several times in the past as a governor and a representative of the Chicago chapter of the Recording Academy, but this one's special because this is my first nomination, and Bill and I are really proud of the work we've done on this album, Liquid Melancholy, and Bill is just a fantastic engineer and most deserving of the honor.